And 3, 2, 1, Oz, you're live. Even though this is a recording. Hey, what's up, everybody? Week 10. 10. Can you believe it? Week 10 being brought to you by my grandfather's hat. This week I'm going to speak really not a whole lot on anything other than perception. That's my keynote for the for the week's talk. Perception. You know, like I said, it's being brought to you by my grandfather's hat. I love this hat. It's a classic as far as I'm concerned. You know, my grandfather wore this hat camping. He wore it hunting. He wore it on the weekends. My grandfather had this hat, and it was kind of his outdoor hat. My grandfather passed away when I was 14. It is Disneyland. I've got the 100 Years of Disney up on the video. But my grandfather, to me, when I was a kid, was larger than life. And the perception of who he was versus, who he is are scaled ultimately from a lot of different things. So I think perception is a great thing to talk about this week. And the reason being is because this hat has been sitting in a closet at my aunt's house for many, many, many years. I had a birthday party on Sunday for my kids, and a bunch of family came over. My cousin came over with his kids, and he brought the hat upstairs because I was trying to get some stuff done, and he gave me the hat. As you can see, it does not fit, like, at all. My grandfather had a small head. When I was a kid, I thought my grandfather was the biggest man that I knew. He was tall, he was strong. He was like 6 foot tall, maybe, if that. Well, that makes him about 1.5 inches, 2 inches taller than where I'm at now. But apparently, I outweigh him by about 80 pounds. My grandfather was not a large guy by any means. But as a kid, like I said, my grandfather was larger than life. He was huge. He was a very big individual. Same with my dad. My dad passed away when I was 22, and he was a big guy to me until I was a teenager, and he wasn't so big no more. But as a kid, everything seems to be so huge and things are so large. And that's one of the things that I love about animation is everything can be huge and just out of control and large and just titanic if you want it to be. Or it can be teeny tiny. We've got the world of A Bug's Life, the world of ants, The Secret of NIMH. You take some of the smallest creatures on the planet and you show the world from their perspective. It's just amazing. Things take on a whole new meaning. And then, you look at something as simple as a pop can. To me, it's about this big. To an ant, who is this big, it's this big. So your perception of life obviously has a lot to do with what you know and what you've learned. Great example in my video crit last week, Jay Jackson, who is my mentor and I perceive to be a pretty laid back, quiet, calm, collected individual, is telling me that I need to show more pizzazz and be more radical in my assignment. That's kind of funny. Just due to how I am and how I perceive him to be. That coming from him, it made me laugh. I got a good smile and a good chuckle about it, and I really felt that I needed to talk about that. Because I'm a pretty loud, pizzazzy, radical, obnoxious kind of guy on a regular basis. And I have, somebody in my mind who's quiet and collected and very, mature tell me that I need to be a little bit more radical in my work. Kind of, I think, shows that I'm a little scared to stretch the boundaries in what I'm trying to do. And, that's cool. I'm okay with that. But so it cracks me up is every time I do stretch the boundaries, I get a peer review that says, hey, dude, you're taking it too far. Bring it back. And I'm like, God, where's the happy medium? And I know you guys all know exactly where I'm at and what I'm talking about. And finally, you can never really judge a person by what you perceive from them, what you see of them. I had a good conversation with my gal, pal Maria, over the weekend. She was a little kind of down with things, and we started chatting a little bit about our past and some of the things that I told her she really had or would have never been able to surmise or guess as being who I am, or who I was, or where I came from. So, you never know how much you may share in common with the guy sitting next to you. So, it never hurts. Never hurts to share a little bit of yourself with somebody else. You may have more in common than you think. So, I'll leave that thought with you guys, and explore that a little bit with your coworkers, or some of your friends that you think you know a lot about, but honestly probably don't. Anyways, you guys have a phenomenal week. It is week 10. We've got basically 3 more to go, 10, 11, and 12, right? Yep. So we're kind of 2, because week 12 is usually always, hey, come buy your stuff. So get her done, and I will catch you next week. Take care. Have a good one.